So we are out on the road today doing deals, well, hopefully doing deals. Going to look at an old Audi R8, very similar to the one that we've got on Planet of Dreams, but this particular car has done 1,000 miles. It's an extremely low mileage car. I actually know the owner of the car. He's an older fella, and I'm guessing he just doesn't want to use it anymore because he's probably unable to, bless him. He's mentioned to me a lot over the years that he wants to sell it. He keeps saying to me, Calvin, one day I'm going to sell that R8, and when I do, I'm going to let you know about it. So today is the day. I'm heading over to his house to pick the car up. It's in his garage. We're going to pull the car out, do all the usual stuff, and hopefully get a deal done. Wow, it is lovely here, isn't it? What a nice place. Look at the grass. The grass is perfect, everything's perfect. And then in the garage, this is how you want to see a car stored. So not only is it in a garage, but it's also under a cover to keep the dust of it. So he did say he'd had it out over the weekend to get it validated, so it is clean. Look at that. Now obviously we are giving away an R8 on Planet of Dreams. If you want to be in for a chance of winning one for completely free, I will link Planet of Dreams in the description below. Obviously if you're not a subscriber of the channel, you are not welcome to enter. Make sure you hit subscribe, get on it, enter, and I'm going to be announcing the winner of that soon, all right? So look at this, even the glass back on these cars, like this is a proper supercar. Such a nice thing. It's grey with black leather interior, by the way. I'm being gentle as I take this cover off because I don't want to drag any dust over it or anything. Gentle, Cal, gentle. It's a very light car cover. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Such a nice example. It's got the private plate to go with it as well, which I'm sure you've already noticed. And it's completely stock, untampered with. I've not told you about the mileage yet, have I? Because I think I bleeped it out the intro. Probably did. Because it's quite a big part of this video is the mileage. I love the grey with the silver blades as well, by the way, and the silver wheels. Someone actually commented on a recent video of our one, the one that we're giving away on Planet Dreams, saying that they feel the wheels should be silver on ours, which I think is not a bad suggestion. Would it look a bit weird, completely all blacked out with silver wheels? I don't know, but the silver wheels do look really good on this. This is a completely untampered with, untouched car. It's got the flat bottom steering wheel. As it was so tight in the garage, I decided it would be better if we pulled the car out to give us a bit more space so we can have a good look around it on the outside and on the interior. Wow, it's a lot more peaceful than the one that we've got. So our one's got some crazy exhaust system on it, and it sounds, in fact, I'll cut to a shot of what it sounds like. And you compare that to this sounds so much more tame. Obviously it still sounds amazing though. So this car hasn't been used much at all over the years, so I'm not sure when it was most recently driven, probably not very recently at all. So when I drive it, I make sure I'm really gentle with it because it's yeah, needs to be looked after. It's got the plug there under the bonnet for the trickle charger, which is nice to see. Started on the button as well, didn't it? Started really well. It is a lovely car, such a nice example, man. Pirelli tyres, loads of tread on them. It's got full Audi service history as well, which is nice to see. So it's all up to date, it's been maintained. Let me just quickly do the usual stuff on it. First of all, we're going to do car vertical. I'm pretty sure this car is going to be all fine, but we'll do it anyway. It's a standard thing that I do with every single car that I buy. It's so important because you can't, otherwise you're buying blind. Yeah, you want to look out for as much as you possibly can. So here we go, 2007 Audi R8, mileage is all good. The finance is not got no finance on it, and it's not been previously damaged either, and never been stolen, which is brilliant. So the mileage, guys, if I have kept you strung along all this time, is 25,000 miles this car's done. 25,000 miles. It's a proper low mileage gem. And if you look at the graph on Car Vertical, you can see that the line at the top there is basically the assumed mileage. That's what mileage they would assume it would have done. But the actual blue line is the mileage that it's actually done. So 25,120 there in 2023, and then 2022 it had done just shy of 25,000, so it's literally done a couple of hundred miles there. Just shy of that the year before. It's done like 200-300 miles a year consistently for many years. for as far back as, oh my God, as far back as 2013. So the last 10 years, it's done, is that right? In 10 years, it's done less than 5,000 miles. That is incredible, isn't it? So you can see how little this car's been used. It's an Artronic as well, by the way. We've obviously gaining a lot of knowledge on Artronics with the one that we're doing. We'll actually be doing a video talking about the maintenance of Artronic gearboxes, what things fail on them, and also the maintenance on these engines. They're actually really good engines, they're solid, they don't actually have any common problems, other than the chain does get a bit slack on them over the years, which of course this one wouldn't be like that because it's done such little mileage. But yeah, we're going to be doing some content on the other one on the channel over the next few weeks as well, so look out for that. So continuing on down the car vertical report, it's all good. So, you know, I kind of expected this anyway because it is such a nice car, but you just don't know. They also do this thing actually, which I've not spoken about before. Get a licensed Audi mechanic to check 200 plus inspection points on your car, the car that you're interested in. You can book that with Car Vertical. That must be a new feature. I've not seen that before. Book a car check there, £109. So that's pretty cool. And then at the bottom here, you've got the timeline of events. So it's manufactured in January 2007, registered in September 2007. Then it's got details when the ownership change, there's one there. Inspections, MOTs. Is there another ownership change? Ownership change, that one there, and that was actually when my customer bought the car back in 2011, so he's had it for 13 years. So it's got one former keeper, full Audi service history, it's got 2 keys as well, so all in all, it is absolutely lovely. Let's talk about values. Let's pull up Enter Reg as well quickly. I haven't even showed you inside it. Let me just show you the interior of this car. Inside, so it's grey outside, black leather interior. It's actually got a grey roof lining. I think R1's got a black roof lining because it feels a little bit different in here, so which is nice. Smells fresh. All the leather and everything's just mint. It just feels so clean and fresh in here. Spec-wise, it's got auto headlights, which I don't think R1's got. I've also noticed it's got mag ride, which R1 does have, I think, and heated seats as well. Got sat nav, it's obviously a Quattro, and that's the only things that are springing to mind right now. So let's have a look on Enter Reg, see if there's a spec check. 1 second. I sort of feel like whoever buys this car will probably buy it because of the mileage. So things like spec, they ain't the end of the world, but it is also nice to see that this car's got really good spec as well. So here we go. R800 DJA, Audi 4.2 Quattro, Audi R8 4.2 Quattro. If you scroll down there, there's no spec on it. We don't really, it's quite hard finding spec sheets for older cars. You can obviously contact main dealers and that's not an issue at all, but to hand, I don't have a spec sheet. The last MOT was in September 2024, and even the valuation, sorry, we use CAP, as I've mentioned before, and Auto Trader. Auto Trader is here, this section here where it says market average. Below that, it's not giving us one. So the only valuation we've got is from CAP, who are, they're good. You know, CAP are a great evaluation system, but it's good to have a couple because then you can sort of compare the two. Based on the CAP valuation, the CAP trade value in clean condition for this car is £29,100. So the retail value is just over £35,000. That gives you an idea. Obviously with this car, it's really difficult to put a price on it. It's an older car, so it sort of limits the audience slightly, but then it's got good mileage. So demand should be good based on the mileage, but it's really difficult to put an exact price on it. And what we're going to be doing with this, in this case, is we've offered to sell it for him. He's actually a friend of ours, so we're going to try and return him a bit more than the trade book value on this car. So I think what I want to do now is I want to go for a little drive in it, get a feel for what it drives like, see if there's any issues with it that I can pick up on. And other than that, I feel like it's pretty much ready to advertise, providing there's no issues with it. I don't think there will be anyway. It's a nice car.
So I agreed figures with the customer off camera, which we'll talk about shortly. Now it was time to get the R8 back to the site to do the final bits of prep for sale and taking photographs. And this was the perfect opportunity for me to have my first drive in it. I'm expecting that it's going to drive absolutely spot on, but it's always good to be certain.
So that's it. I've been driving for a few miles now, and I'm almost back at Binker, and honestly this car it's just driving so well. Bearing in mind I've been driving R1 quite a lot over the last few days, few weeks even, and that car's done almost 100,000 miles more than this car. It's kind of a compliment to R1 because yeah, R1 does drive really well, but then I mean, I like to buy and film high mileage cars purely to demonstrate. It's just good for content, right? Low mileage cars they're more predictable. You know, they're less likely to go wrong, which is kind of less exciting, I suppose, for content. But for a stock, obviously low mileage cars are so much better. They're less aggro, they're generally more demanded, they're more attractive to a wider audience of people, and most people won't buy a high mileage car. Like, most people will be put off by a car with high mileage. So on the open market, you're far better, or as a dealer you are, even as a buyer of a car, you're just far better off buying a lower mileage car. Of course, that's obvious, right? But the obvious thing about lower mileage cars is they're more money. The price difference between this and our one is a massive price difference. So you're talking about probably about 10,000, maybe more than that, over £10,000 difference in price. So it just depends on the purpose of what you're buying the car for and what your intentions are. But for me, we're getting two ends of the spectrum here. We're getting the high mileage one for general content, and we've got this one as a bit of stock. So I want to quickly touch on the whole sale and return concept, because it's such a great way to run a business. It's how me and my brother Leon started back when we started our car trading business many years ago. It's kind of I don't want to say easy is the wrong word, because nothing's easy, but it's a far simpler way of, I don't want to say simple, it's just a good way to start trading if you've got no money. So if you're starting off with zero money, zero budget to buy stock, which is exactly how I started, it was a great way for me to get cars on the market, a bit like an estate agency, where you're selling items on behalf of their owners. So in this case, we can get this car back, get it advertised. Now I give two options. I can either buy it off you for X amount of money, or I can sell it for you. And providing you're patient, I can return you more money. And that's exactly what I've done in this case. Now, I might end up just buying it off the customer and just dealing with it all ourselves at our end, but cash flow's a never-ending problem. Don't matter who you are in the investment world, whether you're buying and selling houses or properties, or at whatever stage of your journey you're on, cash flow generally, unless you're absolutely minted, which most of us aren't, it's a never-ending problem. So personally, I'd much rather have no money tied up in stock, but that's obviously completely impossible. But I try to keep money freed up in as many places as I possibly can. So it enables us to, this is lovely by the way, buy stock when there is no other option other than to buy it. So in this case, we've got a nice car on the market. It's a lovely example. It's going to make a great piece of stock, and it's low maintenance, and we should earn some money out of it without having to part with that initial outlay, which is great for business. That's like the dream for business. Supercars generally fit that criteria perfectly, because most people that own supercars don't daily drive them. If you're buying daily runners, which is pretty much what I do, most people can't afford to just have their car parked up at a showroom up for sale on a sale and return basis, because they need that money out of their car to go and buy another car. Most of you watching this are probably in that situation. You couldn't afford to just say, Calvin, there you go, just take my Volkswagen Golf GTD and put it up for sale, and when it sells, give me my money, because you're probably going to need that money to go and buy your next car. So it kind of doesn't work for the run-of-the-mill cars, but it's a great concept for supercars. And you'll see that a lot of supercar businesses or supercar dealers trade in that way, and it's a great way to trade. So what I'm doing now is I'm heading back to Bincar. I just thought I'd take the cameras on the journey today, because I was out and about picking this up. It is a lovely example. There's no horror stories here. There's no dramatic excitement for a YouTube video. It's just a really nice, low mileage, low owner, clean, untampered with Audi R8 V8, which is a great investment at this time. Like, you look at the values of these things, they're super cheap really for what you're getting. They are a real entry-level supercar, but they look super modern. They drive lovely. They drive like a real modern car. And provided you get one with low mileage like this, a good example like this, then I think going forward, they're only going to go up in value.
So now that I'm satisfied with the drive of the car, we can take it back to Bincar for a photo shoot and get it advertised for a modest £36,000.